Alrighty, welcome back. Don't know if the air ride works or not, eh? Jolene give you a cliffhanger, I think, didn't we? We give a cliffhanger, is that what they call it? Actually, what happened is we found out that we did not have a T to tee it, so both air rides work the same. Didn't want to do this thing where the one side's going up, one side's staying down. Don't want to do that. I want to keep the chassis as tight as possible. I'm just going to tack something here for a second before I do anything. I just want to tack something real quick. But we're going to show you the air ride and see if it goes up and down. We're going to check it out, see what goes on. Just want to tack this on, that's all. That way there, I've just tacked that on. They're the radiator mounts. They're rough. I want to get in there with a flapper wheel and sand them down to make them look nice, is what I want to do. So right at the present point, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on here. I've made the hats. The hats were not there. The frame has been cut off. The hats have been lined with round rod to make them a bit stronger. I'm probably going to cap the top one more time to make the top as strong as possible because of this end piece where the bag is. The two pieces of angle iron that come to a point down here will definitely hold that front end of that frame together. The round bar that we put in for the radiator definitely holds the frame together nice there. I'm thinking I'm going to put another one of these right in the center here and right in the center here so we have a really nice tight front end. And that's just for this flexing. I can remember in the Mustangs that you could buy a bar that went from shock tower to shock tower because sometimes they would twist on you, right? I don't want any of that. So what we'll do is we'll put something across there probably. It's just that it might interfere with the body of the car. And I have to go back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth and check it out. This side is grounded. This is more or less what it's going to look like. It's not the finished product, obviously, but we're going to sandblast it, fill it, whatever. This will be ground down a little bit. We won't take all that weld off, but we will make sure that we grind it off nice and fill it. This frame will get filled. The control arm and the bottom control arm are off a 65 Mustang. It's just something that I had in the dooryard, and that's why we're using it. For me, I could not afford to buy front-end kits. I can't afford to buy kits. That's generally where I'm at. When I told Jolene I was going to build her car, I wasn't going to put a brand new Jaguar engine in it. I was going to put a 6-cylinder Jeep engine in it. I was going to do with what I had or what I could afford. And the process of building it is where the fun is. I mean, let's face it, the fun of what I'm doing and what you're watching is I'm building something. That's the fun of it. Jolene going up the road and you can't see her anymore in the camera, that's no fun, if you know what I'm trying to say. The journey of building the car is the most fun. That's the basic part of it. I also want to build it safe. So in actual fact, generally, not all, but generally, if I need something, I don't buy the kit, I make it. And it could be one of, or I could use the same, if I had the same suspension, I might do it again. If I had it perfected sort, I would do it again, Where this is Jolene's car, I looked at kits for the front end, and I couldn't find a cross member that was as big as, like our cross member would have to be 4 feet. I couldn't find any cross members that actually fit and did what I wanted to do, so making it was the choice that I went. And it just takes a little bit of time. And as I get going, I make it stronger, or I add something to it, or I change it a little bit, or whatever. But what I am doing is I am engineering a front end on the fly. And that's basically every night what we do is we try to build something that works. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play that air ride for a second. We're going to let it down. That should work no problem at all. We're going to let it down. And the rear end is still in place, so when we let the front end down, doesn't mean it's over. It just means the front end's down. The rear end's still got to go down too, so there's a lot to go. Just want to check the arms. We're down with the air now. Oh, got the Worth card. Thanks, Tim Keddy. Tim Keddy was at the door with the... No, this... Where? Yeah. Tim Keddy was the worst. He come here and... I thought it was the crown guy. Anyways, that works. We're still down there like that. You know what I mean? If Jolene wants to show it, did you want to show it? Not hitting. Here we go. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to put it up, I guess. See what happens. Oh, I thought that was the crown guy. I would say that'd be ride height. That looks good. I did not tighten the bottom bolt on the airbag on that side or that side. I just put it in there, so I think that might be moving a little bit. But that's what it looks like. I'll do it one more time. That's what it looks like. I'm probably going to put one more round bar in here to there, just to make sure that front end can't do any of this. I don't want it doing any of that. Not at all. And that's basically what you're going to worry about, I guess. It's Friday. It's Friday. That made me happy. You see how that made me happy? Say it one more time. It's Friday. So we got her down like that. So when Jolene goes somewhere, this is not going to be, this is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to put a pump on it, not going to put a tank on it, not going to put air or wire it up for nothing. What we are going to do is, this car is for Jolene. And the reason I guess I put the air ride in it, because I wanted to do everything to the car that possibly could be done, no matter if it was a Bugatti or a whatever I was building her. I wanted to have all the stuff, you know, basically about it. I wanted to have the air ride. So if anybody asks, or, you know, or she shows it, it shows that she can put it on the ground. That, I guess that work has been done. That's what I wanted to show, that work has been done. As it's sitting there, I have it like this, like a bicycle pump, and I'm going to probably hook it to this. Derek would give it to me, and if it blows enough air, if she goes to a show or goes anywheres at all that she wants to let it down and show it, that will be in the car somewhere. We'll mount that in the car somewhere. We'll paint it up nice, and we can get out. We can pump it by our foot, pump it back up, and drive away. That way there, when we do that, we're not sitting in the car worrying about if it's coming up or down, or if we got air or water in our lines or anything like that. That's basically for show. That air ride is for show, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to pump it up with a bicycle pump or something like that. And I think this car is probably going to be nice enough that she's going to have somebody do it for her. And that'll be me. Right, baby? All right. It's Friday. And that's basically probably ride height, I guess, something like that. These top arms are not exactly where they're going to be, because what we'll do is we'll put a level on the outside of that wheel. Jolene was asking me, that wheel's coming in when it goes down. Well, it most certainly would. We have to have these adjusted right to make that go up there all the way. We'll see what happens. Let's face it, if it goes in a little bit, does not matter. But I want to try to level the wheel up the best we can with the top control arm, but we had to connect them down to make it work. So that's what's going on. That's basically the air ride. I mean, we've nutted the bag on the top, the pins in the hole, nutted it, pins in the hole, the bolts in the bottom, the swing arm on the bottom. We got it going now without any interference. It's on one pin. I'm glad we done that. The top is bolted on. It looks strong enough to pick it up and down, that's for sure. Nothing's going wrong with it. The arms aren't going too bad. It didn't seem like anything's moving. It's going up and down easy enough. I think it's going to be fantastic. Now, the next thing I have to really get into is I have to get into the rack and pinion, and the rack and pinion goes. It's got to go here and connect on these arms to turn the wheels, I guess. That's the steering. So that's going to be the next project. I'm not going to do it today. Maybe tomorrow. The rack and pinion has to go up in there. And Jolene was saying she was saying that there's not a whole lot of room there, and you could have put the mount on the front of the radiator. Well, the other side. Jolene was, I put the mount here. Jolene was saying you could have put it on the other side. And maybe I could have put the mount of the radiator on the other side. It's just that the radiator, where the mounts are on the radiator, dictated this. I can always weld something to their mounts. They've got mounts welded to their radiator. I can weld mounts to that and mount it on the other side of the radiator and bring the pipe across here. And if this is in the way and it still hinders me from getting a rack on this car, I will go back in there. I'll put that radiator back on there, bolt it all up. And then I'll try to make something that comes off the other side of the radiator, the front or the back, whatever. We'll make something over here that fits. I'll keep this because it wouldn't be in the way up here, the rack and pinion, but I would cut these off so it wouldn't be in the way. And then it would be a glorious day, because these are the only two things that are really making me think. And these will not stay like that when something gets up, so when it gets upside down, or I can get at it. I'll shape them. I'll gusset them. It should be gusseted. A gusset from there to there, each corner from there to there should be gusseted so it does not bend. I was also thinking about the radiator, how it's got nothing underneath it in case a radiator bracket had cracked or whatever. I think I might make something that goes underneath the radiator in case, to catch it in case anything ever happened, anything ever broke. Because it's only let's face it, it's a piece of 1/8 on a bracket holding the radiator, and I want to make it secure as possible. The arms on the bottom, we have kind of dictated a little bit. We put a little web in there to make them stronger. Jolene suggested round rod on the edge of this sharp edge piece, and we will do that. I think what we're going to have to do is we want to tear it apart, leave that arm in place. We'll use this as a jig and we'll weld it up in there, but I want to get rid of the airbag and all that stuff before we start doing that. So that front end is coming. It's coming quickly, I guess. I guess the rack is next. The rack is next. And maybe another brace. So that's basically what we got going on. Let's do it one more time for shits and giggles, because that was fun. I liked it. Huh? It's Friday. And basically, I got to do this. I've got to do this to see if it works. And that's the end of it. You got to do it to see it works, I guess. A lot of other cars, I know a lot of cars that I've worked on before. I would not take them out anywhere, so I wouldn't drive them or anything. I'd let them do that. But really, I'm passing over something that I don't know, because I'm not into driving people's stuff, and I just know what happens when things go wrong. Just not good. So I'm going to do this probably many, many, many times, I guess, before I'm. Works really well. I'm very happy with that. We will not have the problem where the air leaks out of it. We can't get it up. We will not have that problem, because we'll have that at the front of the car. We might even have, whatever. We'll have one at the front of the car so the car can be pumped up. We have a few air ride cars. They're not good when they're in the back of the shop and they're on the ground and you can't move them and they backfire. It's not good. You can really cause a problem. Oh yeah, Jolene got I guess a gift. We both got a gift on the web, and this Ken Henley drew this picture of me and Jolene, and I'm quite taken back. He knows exactly how my knees feel. You did an awesome job, man. I'm quite surprised how you've captured Jolene and my face. I'm taken back. You're more than an artist. You're something else. We can show you the air station before it takes off. I'll move this in here. So we got the air ride working on there pretty good. I'm going to leave it as is for a while, just playing with it. Had to go get a tea this morning. We got a few things that we want to do today besides play with that. We got the air station This is the bottom of it. The air station's painted, the red's painted. The screws that all go back in it, we just put a couple Robinsons in it. But he's got the right ones. He's got the brass screw that puts back in. That'll make it look nice and brassed at the bottom. The yellow's right, the red's right, and the black's right. And we'll go show you the other pieces while we're at it before it leaves. We'll get to see it all put together, but it won't be here. We'll get to see it all put together. I like it. Looks good. It's working good. There's the radiator. And this is what Jolene was saying. There's the mounts on the back. Why can't I take around and put the mount around the front? Which I certainly can, you know. I certainly can. There's a mount there. I can take and weld to that and go around here and put one on the front if I need the room. And I just might. And it was not my idea. It was Jolene's idea. It's just thinking like when you do things, you do whatever you have to do to get it done. And basically, you just try to keep integrity in it all. Like you really have to think about when you bend a piece of metal and you weld it on, is it going to hold, or should it have help? We got some stuff over here. We got the top painted, and the top of this goes on top of this. And then this little piece in there, and the roller goes in here where the hose rolls out. So this piece goes on top of the piece we showed you in there. That's probably a gas pump that he's doing. And then Jolene did the free air water. It's nice to read that, you know. Free air and water. You know what? I feel just like that sign. We give you free everything here. If you watch our YouTube station, it's free. It's free. You know what I mean? Where can you get information for free? You know? From information for free. It's a beautiful day here. It's a beautiful day here. Come on in, baby. Fina's right at her feet. So if you're wondering where Fina's at, she's right at her feet. So while I'm right here, I'm going to pick it up. This is the rack. Ooh, yay. Sometimes things aren't. We had this rack in at one time before. And I'm not getting on the floor because it's Friday. But this is the rack I'm going to shove up in there. It looks like it's going to have a hard time. It does look like it's going to have a hard time. But this rack is the one that Doug gave us. It's not over. The brackets I made myself. It's not over. There's another rack we have that John donated. It goes in the front. It goes in the front, the rack does. But there should be a rack that goes in the back, the same size and the same whatever. This one's got power steering on it. I don't know if we need power steering. I don't know if we need it. But what I'm going to do is maybe tomorrow, you come back tomorrow and we'll jam this up underneath there and see what happens. It doesn't look good right at the present moment. Doesn't look good right at the present moment. And I'll tell you why, because that there looks like it's right in its way full time. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we'll try tomorrow. You come back tomorrow. Let's give a hat of this stuff away. We want to give a hat away. We care about the comments. We appreciate the good comments. Jolene's going to pick a video where she's going to get the comments from, and we're going to try to give a hat away, hat or a T-shirt. That's a cool picture there, Ken Henley. That's cool. Not just because it's us, but maybe. It's Friday. We should, yeah, we can go over the back here, right, too, I suppose. Which one is that?
A couple days ago. There's 591 comments.
Okay. There's a lot of good comments on the drive around where we lived. Too late, she says.
Oh, you want me to do that one?
Well, when we drove around, that was quite the nice one, actually. There was not much you could say about that. Let's do that one. There's a lot of nice comments on this one, I thought. And this is the one we want to do, or the one I'm picking. Bum, 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 bum. I didn't shut that door. I'll be right back. I'm ready. You ready? Mylon 64, is that what it is?
My John 64.
My John 64. Do you think Thena was disappointed she couldn't get out and sniff? Well, that never crossed my mind. I'll tell you who I am. What can I say? Stuff like that does not cross my mind. It does not cross my mind. I've always got generally good thoughts going through my brain. It didn't matter to me if she needed to get out and sniff or not, because she didn't have a leash on, and we did not want to cause a problem with any dogs or any person or anything like that. When you go somewhere and you haven't got a leash on a dog, and it takes off and does something, you're really responsible, you know. And I was just trying to do the responsible thing and get the dog back in the car. We were just there for a minute. We did not want to cause a problem there with the dog off the leash. Also, like we were only there for a minute. And another thing, as you think, you know, as you're disappointed, do not think about disappointing things. If you start thinking disappointing things, then things sometimes happen what you're thinking about. If you're thinking good things, if you think Thena was happy when I looked on the old camera, she was happy in the back and she had a big smile on her face. That's what I think about. I don't want to think about the bad stuff. Think about the good stuff. I know I go by Bad Chad, but it's kind of ironic. It's not, you know, they call me Bad Chad, but I think of good things, you know. That's what I think about. And do not be disappointed. Be happy she got to go, and be happy she was smiling and back. And that just goes with everything, you know. Don't be disappointed because your tire, you have to put new tires on your car. Be happy that you're getting a new set and that you can afford them. Cheers, everybody.